Stick It, Episode 11+12, Figure Out/Find Out, Why Italian Bureaucracy is Impossible to Figure Out. Welcome to Week 2. Last week was relationships and feelings. This week is work and daily life, and we're starting with 2 phrasal verbs that get confused constantly, even by people who've spoken English for years. So today, instead of 1 phrasal verb, we're doing 2. Together, side by side, because the only way to really understand the difference is to see them fight it out in the same story. Let me share with you a personal story. Last year, I needed a new residency certificate. Simple document, should take 20 minutes. I went to the commune. The woman at the desk looked at my form and said I was missing a document. A document that, she explained, I could only get from a different office. Across town, open only in the mornings, on 2 specific days of the week. So I went there, on the correct day, in the morning, and found out, that's the key phrase, I found out that office had moved 3 months ago to a new building with no sign indicating where. It took me 2 days and 4 phone calls to find out where the new office actually was. Finding out where it was, that was just discovering information, a fact, a location. Someone, somewhere, knew the answer, and eventually I found it out too. But once I got there, that's when the real challenge began, because the new form had different requirements, and nobody could quite explain why, and I had to figure out this time which combination of stamps, copies, and signatures would actually get this document approved. Nobody could tell me the answer. There was no office that knew it. I had to work it out myself, through trial, error, and a very patient conversation with a security guard who, it turned out, had seen this exact situation 11 times that month and had developed his own unofficial system. That's the difference. Finding out the address was discovering a fact. Figuring out the bureaucratic logic was solving a puzzle that had no official solution. Find out means to discover information, a fact that exists that someone could simply tell you. I found out the meeting was cancelled. Did you find out what time it starts? She found out she got the job. Figure out means to work something out through thought, reasoning, or trial and error. To solve something that isn't simply known, it has to be solved. I'm trying to figure out how this works. Can you figure out what went wrong? We've finally figured out a system that works. Here's the test. If someone could just tell you the answer, that's find out. If no one actually knows the answer and you have to work it out yourself, that's figure out. Finding the new office address, find out. Someone knew it. Understanding the stamp system, figure out. Nobody knew it, not even, I suspect, the people who designed it. Let me share another example. When a new iPhone comes out, 2 things happen. First, people find out the specs, the camera, the battery, the price. That information exists, Apple publishes it, you just have to look it up. Then, a week later, people figure out all the hidden features nobody explained. The gestures, the shortcuts, the settings buried 4 menus deep. Apple didn't tell you. Nobody could simply tell you. The internet had to figure it out, collectively, through experimentation. Find out, here are the specs. Figure out, here's how this thing actually works. Now it is your turn. Finish these sentences out loud. Say them once, slowly, and repeat them several times. That's why it sticks. Something I recently found out is blank. Something I'm still trying to figure out is blank. I finally figured out how to blank. In short, find out means discover a fact, something that exists and someone could tell you. Figure out means work something out, solve a puzzle nobody can simply explain. My residency certificate needed both. Most days in Italy do. Next episode, carry on and carry out. 2 more phrasal verbs that look almost identical and mean completely different things. One is about continuing, the other is about executing. Guess which one your boss actually means in that email. See you there.